Okay, so in my small research that I've been doing for this presentation of this tablescape, I find that the Queen of Sheba is sometimes thought of as Arabian. There are researchers who think that she's from Yemen, and if she's from Yemen, then she's not African. But for me today, she's African. And her real name was Makeda. So Queen Makeda is my topic for this presentation, this tablescape today. I'm honoring African queens for Black History Month, and I'm enjoying it. It was interesting tracing the steps of Queen Makeda, who seems to have gone straight to King Solomon's head. And she was also the mother of King Menelik, Emperor Menelik I of Ethiopia. It seems as if the Solomonic dynasty that didn't work out in Judah worked out in Ethiopia. Okay, I'll work with these. When I think of my Ethiopian neighbors, I live in Kenya, so Ethiopia is a next door neighbor. And yeah, when I think of the colors they use, I think yellow is one of them. There's green, some reds and some greens, which is what I want to use today. I'm really enjoying the yellow, so yellow it is. Okay, there are many versions of this story, but I'll tell you my favorite. It seems like the Queen of Sheba heard from her homeland that there is a king in Judah who is very wise, and he is very impressive with his wisdom. He's also very wealthy, and from the stories she heard, it seemed like Solomon was an impressive king, and she went to visit him. The journey was supposed to take 7 years. The journey from Sheba to Judah is supposed to take 7 years, but it said that she made it in 3 years. So I don't know whether she was traveling day and night in the hot desert sun, but it seemed as though she rushed to go and visit him. Okay, when she gets there, she has a quiz, list of questions she wants to ask Solomon, and she listens to his answers and listens to what he has to say about various topics, and she's very impressed by his answers and his wisdom. Some stories say after this quiz she went back home and gave him lots of gifts, then went back home. Other stories say she stayed there for months. Other stories say she stayed there for years. And in the end, she gets back home, and there is an interesting story of how she discovers she's expecting, and she gives birth to a son. So after the Queen of Sheba, her son becomes king, Menelik I, giving birth to the Solomonic dynasty of Ethiopia. Menelik grows up, and he says he wants to meet his father. That is how he also makes the trip to Judea. And what happens? I don't know whether they meet or they don't. Some stories say they do. Others say he just saw his homeland And of course, the stories claim that Menelik is the rightful king of Judah, and so is the subsequent Ethiopian kings after Menelik. Solomon's kingdom, after Solomon was king, the kingdom, according to the Bible, the kingdom splits in two, and it doesn't even last very long. I think it's conquered by neighbors, and the whole thing came crumbling down. But Emperor Menelik's dynasty goes on for many years to come. And I think the last they talk of is Haile Selassie, who was king just recently. Yeah. In history, Haile Selassie was king recently, because history is many years. Now, the Queen of Sheba seemed like she was a formidable queen. The wealth she took to Solomon was serious wealth. The caravan she had to take for 7 years must have been a really serious sort of thing. And for you to be able to be somewhere for 7 years, or you go away and come back after 7 years, or, you know. Now, if the trip there and back, if going there was 7 years, then coming back is 7 years, it means she was away for 14 years or more. And what happened to her kingdom in that time? Who was ruling? And it was her power that serious, that she could rule from far. Yeah, I'm just wondering. The Queen of Sheba is one of the most famous African queens, just because she appears in the Bible in a very conspicuous and flamboyant manner. All right, that was a tribute to Makeda for Black History Month. I have my series of tablescapes that I've dedicated to the Black Queens, and I hope you will enjoy the playlist. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.